Love it, love it. Massachusetts, Texas, Atlanta, all over, huh? Connecticut, Maryland.
Yeah, from all over. Yeah, we've got teammates, Brian, just so you know, from all across the United States and Canada. I can see you, babe. I'm gonna. Sorry, guys, my wife is over here trying to fix a stool here. But yeah, we have folks from all across the United States and Canada.
Love it. We
Yeah.
had over 1,200 people register, so it should be a packed house. I love to see
Yeah.
people. Love to see people jumping on early too, taking advantage of that. I think we have about 1,000-person seating capability, so the early bird gets the worm.
Yep. That's how it works. All right, guys, welcome, welcome, welcome. It's great to see you guys in the chat. Hey, guys, we can only hold 1,000 people in this Zoom room. So we're at 562 right now. And as you all can see, it's continuing to climb. So two things we can do. Number one, you can just send folks the link that you use to join in. And so they can just join in through that link. The only difference is if they don't register, they won't get the replay that my buddy Brian will send back out to all those who registered, who pre-registered. Of course, he has their emails to do that. So you guys are going to want to obviously be able to replay this and digest this information more than once. Hey, great. Welcome, everybody. Las Vegas, South Carolina, Texas. Welcome, welcome. South Carolina, Man, you guys did a great job promoting this last minute. I know many of you, I think I just told everybody about it on Monday. Maybe the ringers I told before then. Texas, New York, Virginia, New York. Great to see you guys. So so still send a couple of folks out. Brian, if you don't mind, sir, just give us maybe 60 seconds so that we can get a few more people on here. I believe we'll reach that 1,000 mark because our team is, big at promoting, and we want to see everybody win here. And again, whether you're active with us as a teammate or maybe haven't been that active in the past, even better, quite honestly, if you haven't been that active, because this particular presentation is probably designed even more for you. And so welcome. We appreciate you guys. So don't forget your folks who perhaps have not been that active. I want you to say, well, I only sent it out to a few people who, who I know are engaged. Well, those are the folks who already know about it anyway. They've been engaged. They were on the Monday Night Live. But the folks who've not been that engaged, I mean, again, not only are they going to win if they decide to participate with Legal Shield, they're going to win just in life, right? And that's what I believe about mastering your mind and your subconscious, is that it gives you an opportunity to win in all areas of your life, to elevate every area of your life. And so again, we want to make sure that that we get all of our teammates and people we care and love. I mean, I'm telling you, I was texting like crazy today just because, again, I have a heart to see other people win just in life, and I know you guys do too. And so we got about a few more seconds here to continue to send that out, because they're going to probably take a couple of seconds to even get logged in here, and we don't want them to miss any of this information. So again, thanks guys for being on. I'm going in and out. Sorry, got a couple of text messages and I was going in and out. Sorry guys. But guess what? I'm not speaking tonight anyway, so you don't have to worry about that. So Brian, man, again, thank you so much for doing this for our team. You have no idea how grateful I am that you said yes. For those who don't know, Brian and I had a chance to connect at a mastermind event with Eric Worre at his house with a bunch of 6- and 7-figure earners there and above. And some folks you just connect with. And so we've had a chance to connect, build a relationship. And so I'm excited that he's adding value to the Team Division family tonight by sharing as much time as you want, sir, with our team tonight, and being able to share with us how we can all elevate our businesses by elevating our minds. So thank you so much. I see you guys are firing up the chat. Thank you. This is the TMV family, baby. We're all one big family from all over, all walks of life, and there's nothing like Team New Vision. Sorry, Brian, but I'm just, bragging on my own team. I know you have an amazing team too. I know you got an amazing team. No worries.
When you and I first met, it was like looking in a mirror. I was like, this dude's handsome. I gotta talk to this guy. Yeah, but all kidding aside, I'm happy to be here, guys. I'm very familiar with your company. Brian Carruthers is a very good friend of mine. Darnell is now a very good friend of mine. Rock solid company. So very happy to be here and hoping to bring some value, especially for people that might be a little stuck. It's just a mindset thing. The only difference between a top earner and somebody new is time and mindset. And you're going to see that it's that easy. So super excited to be here. And take your time. When you want to get started, we'll get started.
Yeah, just give us like one more minute here. My text messages are blowing up, which is awesome. So I'm just making sure everybody's getting on, and that'd be great. If you want to play some more music, and give us 60 seconds and we can go. Is that okay with you?
We can do that.
All right, awesome. Hey, sir. So we are, I'm still going crazy with my text message. This is actually fun. I love promotions. And especially when you know folks are going to get immense value. So again, thank you for taking time out today and this evening. I know it's later here on the East Coast than it is where you are, my friend. But still, thank you for taking time out. I know time is of extreme value. You can never get it back. You can be pouring this into your own organization and your clients that you serve with the same information that people pay for, but yet you're giving this to us. And so I appreciate that. And I mean that, right? I know we all believe in edification in our industry, but I truly mean that we appreciate you and all that you're doing. And it's an honor for me to be able to whole team plug in, right? Because it's one thing for you to say, hey, look, you know, maybe have a few of your folks, but you allowed us to really celebrate everybody and say, look, everybody in our entire team can plug in at no cost, not just the leaders, but everybody. And so that, again, my friend, we're extremely grateful for. And this gentleman is not just a networker, guys. He's not just at the top of his company, just like, you know, some of us, as you all know, some of our top ringers and millionaire club members are in our company. He's that same way in his company, in his network marketing company. But he also owns traditional businesses, right? So just like Marty Wynn, for an example. So he's had several different things going on. So we appreciate your time. Again, my friend, thank you for all that you do. And so I'm going to step out of the way and introduce Bob Proctor's number one, not number two and number three, number four, but number one mindset coach. My friend, thank you so much for joining us. And I'm going to turn the show over to you.
Awesome, brother. Thanks for that warm introduction. I'm humbled to be here, honestly. And it's my blessing, my honor to serve in any way that we can. And, you know, being able to work with Bob over the past years it's kind of like hanging out with Yoda. He's just so versed in mindset. And I just want to make sure, first of all, you can hear me okay and everything's good. Sounds like good.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
we can hear you.
Awesome.
Yep.
Awesome. So
Yep,
thanks again for the opportunity to serve. I love helping people, especially when it's actually very simple to connect a few dots. So it's going to be like drinking from a fire hose, guys. That's why we had you register, because we're going to get the replay out to anybody registered. So don't worry if you missed something. I'd rather get a lot of information in a short period of time and have you review it. And this is also going to be a tool for you guys to use in your business as a escalation recruiting tool. So let's jump right into it, guys. And the reality here is wealth is 95% mindset and only 5% what you do. And as Darnell was saying, I have multiple things going on. I'm sure many of you do as well, but it's more about the mindset and less about what you do. In this picture here is the New York Stock Exchange, and somebody could be a stock trader like these people here, or you could be like Mr. Warren Buffett, right, who's trading companies and stocks, but same vertical. The only difference is time and mindset. I want you to write that down. The only difference is time and mindset, right? Some of you might be in real estate. You might be realtors like these people here. And real estate is an amazing opportunity. It's a good thing to compound off of after you've made some network marketing income. Or you could be in real estate like Grant Cardone. Now, love him or hate him, the guy controls about $2 billion under assets. And the only difference is mindset. Same vertical, different mindset, right? And a lot of you guys, everybody here, you're in network marketing in some way, shape, or form. This is a picture, I think, of the 2016 GoPro or something. It's about 150 million network marketers globally and growing. And you can be, you know, in the same vertical here as a network marketer, or you could be like some of your fearless leaders here and you could be in network marketing. And the only difference, I promise you, is mindset. You're human, we're human, everybody's human. You have a conscious, a subconscious, and a body. And the only difference is mindset. So hopefully these images have helped help you guys understand that it's only limiting beliefs given to you by other people that would ever hold you back. We're going to illustrate how that works. You're going to have a very, very deep understanding of the mind-body connection by the time we get done here. And first of all, I want to talk about the industry, right? Some of you, it's not Legal Shield that is something you're nervous about. It makes sense, right? It's affordable legal services for the masses. So that's not the thing. It's the network marketing piece of it that might have some of you believing some of the naysayers, right? So network marketing is over $200 billion a year global empire industry. It's as big as Amazon, for Christ's sakes. So think about that. The industry you're in, it's not a fly-by-night thing. It's it's been around since the 40s and 50s, and there's more millionaire network marketers in the world than there are millionaire realtors. I want you to think about that, right? You guys are in a recession-proof home-based business. Take a look at COVID. I'm sure many of your businesses have blown up and gone through the roof because you had the foresight to prepare yourself for economic change and working from home. You guys should be standing on top of a mountain screaming about the company you guys are in. Everybody now is looking for home-based businesses, and we were ahead of that curve. And COVID won't be the last thing to do that. And guys, the reason I'm so passionate about giving back in the network marketing industry is my own story. I was 41 years old before I was introduced to the industry. Engineer, architect, builder, traditional incomes and businesses, twice divorced, made money, lost money. Very, very, standard story. There's nothing special about me until I got introduced to the industry. And I started to learn, public speaking skills, teaching, coaching, training. I met Bob Proctor through this industry. This industry helped me scale my construction company 1,000% in 12 months, right? And it also helped me build multiple other companies in software, gaming, clothing. We're in network marketing. Myself and my daughter work with Bob Proctor globally, teaching people. So this all came because I was introduced. Somebody had the foresight and the presence of mind to introduce me to this industry in a very transparent, honest way. So make sure you guys understand the industry that you're in, not just your company, but the global industry, because it's sweeping the planet, and you guys are still in front of that curve. And here's the reality, guys. Most global thought leaders recommend network marketing is like a gateway business. Now, if you're talking to millionaires or maybe even some, people that are career types and they're earning $500,000 a year, they may have negative things to say, but you won't find a billionaire that doesn't recommend network marketing as a leveraged business model to get into business, right? To build that initial wealth. This is where you learn to teach and coach and train. You learn to public speak. You learn to lift each other up. You learn to build community and speaking skills. You go live and you're getting all this training for free. As a matter of fact, you're getting paid to learn this stuff. You could go to Harvard Business School and not learn the things we learn in network marketing through personal development and teaching, coaching, training. So again, this is why I want you to stand up on a pedestal and scream about the industry you're in, because people spend, 100, 200,000 on college for 6 years and don't learn what we learn in network marketing through personal development. So you want to know about your industry. And now, more importantly, guys, you want to understand the company you're in, right? This is not a startup. This is almost a 50-year-old juggernaut of a company. You guys are one of the most solid network marketing companies on the planet right now. So if you weren't aware of your own company, from an outsider looking in, I know a lot of the people in your company, and it's one of the better companies. It's not, nothing wrong with pills and potions and lotions, but you're offering legal services. People need this stuff. And most importantly is the team you're in. I've gotten to know Darnell. He's a very humble man, servant leader, family man. And I love the tagline here where it says faith, family, and finance, because wealth, as I explain it, as Bob explains it, wealth is not money, right? Wealth is a combination of things. It's spirituality, it's philanthropy, it's fitness, it's family, friends, right? Relationships. And finances is a piece of wealth, but it's actually the easiest piece. Money becomes the easiest thing for you guys to enhance, and it enhances all areas of life. So I really love when I saw this logo and then saw the tagline underneath. It really resonates with what we're doing here. And the reality, guys, is this: 96% of the world's wealth is earned by 1% of the population. Let this one sink in. I don't make these numbers up. 96% of the world's wealth is earned by 1% of the people. And why is this? Right? Especially in North America, we go through traditional schooling, grade school, high school, college. We work 40 years. We get to the retirement age and we can't even retire, right? I want you guys to really think about that. And here's another statistic. And again, I don't make this up. There's a large percentage of network marketers that fail to make significant money. It's not the industry. It's not the companies either, right? There's a reason for this. And we're going to get to the root of this reason. And guys, the reason some of you may be struggling is we are simply not taught how to build wealth in schools. That's just a simple thing. And I'm not here to beat up on schools. I just look at results. Any system that you have to go, 12 or 16 years of learning and then work for 40 years to try to retire is broken. It's just flawed and broken, right? They're teaching people how to be employees, and there's nothing wrong with being an employee. I was an employee for years, working at the General Electric company as an engineer, but they don't teach decision-making. They don't teach decision-making. Almost nobody knows how to make a clear decision. Decision comes from the Latin desire, which means to cut off. And if you make a decision, that means there's no turning back. You burn the bridges. We're not taught about self-image, anything about building that $1 million self-image. We're not taught wealth building. You know, you could take a 16-year-old kid and have a sit down with them and explain a little bit about real estate, and they could be washing dishes for a couple of years, save up some money, you know, buy a 3-family at age 18, live in the first floor, rent out the other 2, keep doing that. And by 30 years old, they're a self-made multimillionaire, you know, never having gone to college. So we don't teach wealth building, and they certainly don't teach network marketing, right? They should. And the biggest thing, guys, is we're not taught paradigms. We are not taught what a paradigm is. I went through some of the best schools, and like I said, I've been an architect and an engineer and a builder, and I knew nothing about what a paradigm was until my early 40s. Now, paradigm is just a fancy word we use to describe the set of mental programs stored in your subconscious mind from birth, right? When you're born a blank slate. And I'll give you an example. Whatever language you speak, whatever your native language is, you never chose to speak that language. I want you to think about that. When did you choose to speak English or Spanish or whatever, or French, whatever language you're speaking? That was just spoken around you, and it went right into your subconscious mind, and it got stored as a program, right? So a paradigm is not good or bad. It's just all of the mental programs stored in your subconscious mind that are controlling all of your results. Does that make sense, guys? Put some fire in the chat if that makes sense, because English language is a program. So is smoking, and so is wealth building. So I want you to think of your subconscious mind as an operating system in a computer. It's a really good analogy. When you're born, you have a blank operating system, right? And if you grew up with Warren Buffett as your dad, you would have programs called "I'm a billionaire," and you wouldn't think anything of it. Warren Buffett doesn't think about earning billions of dollars anymore. He just wakes up and builds wealth. Now, some people wake up and smoke cigarettes. Some people wake up and go to the grocery store. Some people wake up and they're learning network marketing programs, real estate programs, good habits, bad habits. A habit is a physical expression of a mental program. And if you can understand this and understand that you never chose your own programming, you'll stop beating yourselves up. You'll stop blaming yourselves, and you'll just start from today and move forward. And we're going to give you guys some tools to do that. So walking is a mental program expressed physically. Like, you never chose to walk or learn to walk. That's just something we do. It's a mental program expressed physically, and that's part of a paradigm, right? And it's done through repetition. It's done through repetition. If anybody here smokes, it's not your fault. Smoking is not a physical habit. Now, the doctors will tell you that, and it comes from ignorance, but smoking is a mental program expressed physically. There's no physical action you take that's not a result of a mental program being fired off. If you want to walk across the room, you're not consciously walking. You're consciously saying, I want to walk. And then your subconscious accesses a program called walking. Now, guys, here's the deal. Your subconscious mind is 1,000,000 times more powerful as a data storage center than your conscious mind. And this is why it can be so hard to change a habit like smoking, or to create a habit like wealth building. But like I said, I want you to imagine if you had grown up with Warren Buffett as your dad for the last 20, 30, 40, 50 years, right? You would have programs called billionaire, wealth building, and you wouldn't think anything of it. Does that make sense, guys? Put an 8 in the chat if this is making sense. I want to make sure this is resonating, because as soon as you understand that, number one, it's not your fault. You didn't program yourself, right? And there's no blame, and it's not good or bad. It's just, here we are, we're learning stuff together. But from here going forward, I'm literally going to show you guys how to brainwash yourself and reprogram yourselves. So I want to go over levels of awareness before we do that, guys, because, again, very important to understand. And I like to use money when we do this. There's no such thing as good or bad in the universe. There's just labels that we put on things. There's points of view and perspectives. And earning $50,000 a year, it's not a good thing or a bad thing. It's not big or small. It's just a level of awareness. And nobody's earning $50K a year because that's what they want. They're earning $50K a year because that's what they're aware of how to do. That makes sense? $100K a year, $250 a year, right? Nobody's earning $250,000 a year because that's what they want. Now, they may be very comfortable, right? They may be very comfortable, but if that person knew what I knew about them, what I know about you, what we know about everybody is that we're creative beings. We're born in the image of God, and we have creative abilities. Nobody would ever settle for $250K a year, because you can make $250K in an hour. Anybody can. Now, belief becomes the only issue here. If you don't believe you can, you never will. But these are just levels of awareness. And you guys have seen this. Darnell is fairly aware of how to earn money through multiple resources, right? And he's leveraged and scaled, and he's the impression of increase. Service to many leads to greatness. But Warren Buffett is slightly more aware on how to earn money than Darnell and myself, right? About 37 million a day. So these are just levels of awareness, and there's no big or small, but what you have to choose, you need to make a decision on what you want, but not what do you think you can get. See, what you think you can get is going to be based on today's level of awareness. What you need to know is go there, right? 5 million is a place, 5 million a year, 5 million a month, whatever you want. Our current goal is 1 million a day, and that's not big or small. It's just what we want. So think about that. That's a place. The money's here. The opportunity's here. It's just your level of awareness that we need to raise. And I'm going to literally show you guys how to do this. The way to raise your level of awareness is 3 things. And I'm going to go through this a couple times. You want to study in your mind, right? We have programs. There's Think and Grow Rich. There's books. There's a lot of ways to study in mindset. Number 2 is to study in your industry of network marketing. Study with people like Darnell and Brian, Eric Worre, my friend Ray Higdon. There's professional methodologies in network marketing that you can study. And then to take daily measurable action. And here's what will happen over time, day after day, you'll begin to connect the dots. And the next thing you know, you'll hit your goal. This is the way it works. This is actually very simple. It's not complex. It's just not taught in schools. And when you hit your goal, here's what you'll realize. You could have set your goal here. Right, guys? There's no such thing as big or small. Right? The earth itself is not big or small. It just is. It's not until you use relativity and you compare it to a golf ball or the universe. Does that make sense? So many of you might have like 10K a month visions. That's not big or small. It just is, but you're comparing it. And if you look at it like this big unobtainable thing, it's going to be a big unobtainable thing. But if you minimize it, I think there's people in your company earn that daily. I'm pretty sure even more than that, right? So it's just what you want. And I want you guys to understand there's a universal law of relativity. You can start to play with this stuff in your mind. You want to start to minimize 10K a month, 50K a month, 100K a month. You know people that are doing it in your very company. So it's not the company or the industry, right? It's just your level of awareness. And it's not you either. I don't want you guys to beat yourselves up because that's a waste of time and energy. We just want to start from here and think about what do you want. All right, guys, I want you to play along with me here. I want you to play along with me. Take a look at this picture. And what is this? What does this represent to you guys? Take a look at this picture. What does this represent to you guys? A baby. Yes, it's a baby. It's not Darnell's baby picture. Adorable life. Oh, they're coming in purity, innocence, growth. All kinds of stuff. Yeah, new beginnings. I saw that one. These are flying in. Yeah, this is you. This picture is you. This is me, by the way. And this is us, all of us at our current income, our current level of awareness. And the reason why I use the baby picture is because a baby doesn't beat itself up if it tries something and fails. Nobody beats the baby up either if it does something, well, hopefully not, if it does something that's out of line, right? But this is you at your current income. And I want you to imagine when you were 3 months old, imagine if your parents put a pile of clothes next to you and said, okay, little Darnell, go ahead and get dressed, right? Darnell would have looked left, right? He might have drooled a little bit, might have even crapped in his diaper, but he wasn't getting dressed. He was not getting dressed. We would actually use the word impossible, wouldn't we? It's impossible for a 1, 2, 3 month old baby to get dressed. Now, I'm guessing nobody here is on this webinar naked. I'm guessing you guys are all dressed. I'm guessing you guys figured that one out. So at one point, I want you to realize this. You learn to do the impossible. Let this one sink in. Now, the difference is the baby doesn't have limiting beliefs about what's possible. It doesn't say that 100K a month is a big deal. It doesn't even know what that is. There's no relativity yet. So if you can do the impossible one time, you can do it another time. And I think this example proves that at one point, every single person on this webinar literally did something that we would label impossible. Does that make sense, guys? Throw some fire in the chat if that's making sense, because I want to make sure we're hitting home with some of this stuff. Fire, love it. Coolio, love it. All right, guys, well, play along with me again. Here we go again. What is this picture? What does this picture represent? Messy, 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 messy. First meal, me. Somebody said me. Joy, freedom, fun, fun. Love it, love it, love it. Yeah, this is still you guys. This is a brand new network marketer trying some stuff, right? Trying some scripting or some brand new Instagram posts or just trying some things, right? But the difference, and I want you to notice this, is full-grown adults, we forget to have fun. We forget to enjoy the journey, right? We call things failure. There's no such thing as failure. There's just feedback and success. We need the feedback. That's the brutal truth, the honest truth. You need feedback. It's the only way we can learn. You needed it when you learned to walk, and you sure as heck gonna need it to get to 6 or 7 figures, right? So this is still you trying new things, but the baby doesn't care. You guys literally need to stop caring about what other people think, because the reality, and I can prove this, most people in the world are not thinking. They drive to jobs they hate. They're in relationships they don't like. They're living in bodies they don't like. They're not thinking. And guess what? It's not their fault either. They weren't taught. You can't blame an ignorant person, just like you wouldn't blame this baby, right? Now, if you're 25 years old doing this stuff, you're going to get some heat, but nobody's going to get mad at a 3-month-old baby for making a mess. So you guys you need to get back to the point where you're having fun with your journey, right? You're having fun with your journey. You got to stop caring what people think, because most of them, like I said, they're not thinking. The only people I pay attention to are billionaires, right? My goal is $21 billion through multiple revenue sources. So I only listen to billionaires. I don't really pay much attention to anybody else. I only listen to people that have shown me by their results that they know what they're talking about. Does that make sense, guys? So we got to stop. You got to get that thick skin. And I don't mean in an ignorant way or a judgmental way. I just, have some patience with people. It's not their fault if they look at you and say, is this one of those things? It's just ignorance, And I really want you guys to understand it's not your fault, right? You weren't taught in school. You weren't taught in high school. Now you got 30 or 40 years of programming. We need to rewire that programming. All right, guys? So hopefully you're getting some value here. Now we're going to get a little deeper, right? I want to show you why 97, 98% of people go to their grave never having accomplished much, right? And we don't want to be those people. We're going to give you guys the keys to the kingdom here tonight. The reason, guys, is we're taught from an early age to look at results, right? You go through school, you get that report card, little Darnell, you're a D student, and the parents, get a frown, and then they take it out on Darnell. He starts to absorb this D student thing, And the reality is we're teaching a bunch of subjects that he probably wasn't interested in. Little math, English, science, history. You might have wanted to be an actor or a motocross rider or, a network marketer, right? We're not teaching things that interest a lot of kids. We're not finding out what interests them. So then a lot of kids go through the school system bored to death, and then we grade them and we label them, and we look at the results to cause our thinking. Some of you guys are looking at your current bank account or your current network marketing results. And if you're not happy with results, it causes your thinking, your thought patterns. And that thinking causes feelings, right? Now, feelings is just a word that we use to describe the conscious awareness of the vibration you're in. So I want you guys to write that one down. I'm going to say it again. Feelings is a word that we use in the English language to describe the conscious awareness of the vibration your mind and body are in. So if you tell me you feel sad or depressed, what you're really saying is that I'm consciously aware that I'm in a low vibration. And if you tell me you feel excited or happy, what you're saying is I'm consciously aware that I'm in a high vibration. And this becomes very important. You're going to see why later on. So you can see here, Bob calls this a self-fulfilling doom cycle. We look at results. We look at the physical expression or the manifestation, causes our thinking every morning. If you're going to a job that you hate, causes low vibrating feelings. And then those feelings cause the body to move into what we call action. And again, if it's not a good thing, or if you're sad, you're just going to procrastinate and push things off. You're just not going to be excited. And this is how most of the world is programmed. So you can take a screenshot of this if you want. And matter of fact, what I'll do, I'll get some PDFs out to everybody who registered. We'll get the replay. We'll get a screenshot of this. We're also going to get this next thing here, which is the way we want you to think from right now going forward. I want you to understand the instant you absorb this, you're going to move into the 1%. The instant you absorb this, you move into the 1%. The 1%, we're always new thinking. When I wake up in the morning, it's $21 billion in net worth and assets. Now, I'm not there yet, right? And I've been saying that for a couple of years now, but it's always the new thinking. So because I have new thinking, I'm always excited. I'm always in a high vibration. Guys, I've been traveling around the world for the last 8 months. I cannot catch COVID because COVID literally exists in a low frequency, low vibration. I've been exposed to it. I've had dinner with people that have had it. I found out afterwards. I'm always in a high vibration, and diseases live at a low vibration, right? So I'm always in a high vibration. So my feeling is what you guys would call excited. And these new feelings cause the body to move. They cause the tonalities to come up. They cause me to reach out to 100 people on a Saturday excited, right? They cause new actions, new tonalities, new vibrations, new. Now, guys, this is not rocket science. New actions have to cause new results, don't they? If you started tomorrow, you say, I'm going to reach out to 100 people just excited a day for the next year, you would just transform your network marketing business. You don't even have to think about that, right? If you disconnected from results, hell, if you reached out to 10 people a day consistently every day for the next year, you'll need a telescope to look back at your business. But because people get twisted with the information, they don't do that. Very simple thing to do, right? So you can take a screenshot of this, or we'll get this out to you. But this is how the 1% thinks. This is how Warren Buffett thinks, Elon Musk, and anybody you know that's succeeding at a high level, whether they know it or not, right? Darnell is not looking backwards to run forwards. He's got his vision. He's got his eye on the prize, which is out there. All right, guys. So put a fire in the chat if this is sinking in, if you guys are getting some value here. I always like to see what we're doing, how we're doing. Fire, fire, fire. Awesome, awesome. Well, we're going to take it even a little deeper here, guys. What you're looking at here is what we call a mind map. This is the Holy Grail. You understand this, you'll have the keys to the kingdom physically, financially, relationships. You'll learn to live what I call a heavenly life, right? You understand we have a conscious mind, a subconscious mind, and a body. And remember I said the subconscious mind, it's 1,000,000 times more powerful as a data storage center. It stores programs. And if you were around smokers when you were young, you have a program called smoking. If you were around rich people that were, stock traders, you probably became a stock trader. CEOs, right? My dad was a CEO. My grandfather, they tend to do that. Military people, you see generational things. And this is because that was what their environment was. And again, guys, this is how we're born. We're born in ignorance, and we're taught to worry and doubt about what we don't know. This is what happens to a brand new network marketer. They get excited, they get in the business, but then they have negative thinking based on programming from other people. Oh, what if it doesn't work? What if I was an engineer when I started network marketing? What are my peers going to think? Just all kinds of negative stuff. We're programmed to do that. And the negative thinking in the conscious mind has to transmute to and through you into the subconscious mind as the emotion of fear. Emotion is energy in motion. It's a frequency, it's a vibration. And fear is an illusion. It doesn't exist unless you feed it energy. And you can't get to fear unless you're worrying about something, right? I want you to think about this. Type a 1 in the chat if you've ever had anxiety. If anybody here has anxiety, we're going to show you right here and now how to get rid of it, because anxiety is the physical expression of worry and doubt. This is what we call a transmutation of energy from the no thing to the something. And it happens with everything, right? It's how an acorn turns into an oak tree too. So anxiety is a physical expression of something that you're fearing from worry and doubt. So if you can eliminate worry and doubt, you'll never get to the physical form of anxiety. It's impossible. And here's what happens with anxiety. If you hold on to anxiety long enough, it causes you to procrastinate. Again, brand new network marketer, they bang out a few calls, they're excited. One of their friends, craps on their parade. Oh, you get sucked into one of those scams, and it's like we curl up in a ball. We get emotional about it because we're listening to an ignorant person. Instead of showing up for the training week after week and listen to somebody like Darnell who's proven the system. But this is why people procrastinate. And procrastination eventually leads to depression. This is what happens if you hold on to something, because it's depressing not to create. That's the deal. Retirement is the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. We're born to create. We're born in God's image, and God is a creator. From beginning to end, your mission is to find out what you love and impact people and do it all the way to the end, So depression leads to dis-ease, guys. Dis-ease, a body not at ease is at dis-ease. And I always hyphenate that word. All right. But this is no longer the way we're going to live. Right. And it doesn't matter if you're programmed like that. We're going to get on the side of knowledge. That's what we're doing here tonight. You're learning about You're learning more about the mind-body connection than most psychologists know. You're learning that you have a conscious, you have a subconscious. The subconscious stores programs. For the first time in your life from here going forward, you're going to be able to rewrite new programs. I'm going to show you how. And those programs cause the body to move into action. So when you understand something, you have faith. Like you have faith you can tie your shoes because you learned how to do it. You have faith you can drive a car, even though you might have had fear when you were learning, because through repetition, it became a program that you no longer fear. So we don't fear things we understand. This is why it pays to repetitively study network marketing, right? I don't fear network marketing, neither does Darnell. I'll approach the president himself and pitch him on my network marketing company, because you can make more network marketing than you can as president of this country. I think they make about $400 or $500 a year. A halfway decent network marketer can do that in a month. So I fear nobody pitching this stuff. Now, they either do it or they don't. I don't care. But my part of the deal is to say, hey, are you open to taking a look at something? So this is where the faith comes from, guys. And faith brings the body at ease and calmness. There's no stress in network marketing. There shouldn't be. There's no liability. There's no overhead. There's no risk. You just got to talk to people, right? And it builds acceleration, which is a body in motion. And this is what leads to what we call a person who is at ease. This makes sense, guys? So if you want to take a screenshot of this, I'll leave it up for a second. Throw some fire in the chat if this is making sense. What I'm giving you here is literally the holy grail of understanding the mind-body connection. And you can use this towards anything. We help people get over PTSD, depression, weight loss, network marketing, real estate. Doesn't matter. If you apply this to anything, it'll change everything. All right, guys, so I want you to play along with me again. Take a look at this picture here. Take a look at this picture. And what does this represent to you guys? What does this picture represent to you guys? Confusing, stress, chaos. Yeah. Stress, confusion, clutter, my head, migraines, overthinking, yeah, anxiety. Yeah, guys, I found this picture. This is what I think fear looks like, right? This is what doubt looks like. This is what worry looks like. Now, most of you are out there pitching your network marketing business. This is the signals that your brains are sending off. You're fearful, or what are they going to say? You're not confident in your business. Hopefully we've given you enough ammunition here to get confident in the industry and confident in your company. But this is what most of you are doing. You're projecting this energy, and then you're asking people, are you open to work with me? And they don't even know why, but they're going, no, this doesn't feel good to be around you. In other words, I am not on the same frequency as you. I'm up here and you're down here. Guys, it's not a coincidence that billionaires hang out with billionaires and depressed people hang out with depressed people. It's called magnetism or attraction. Like attracts like, and that's what we're doing here. And I want you to write this one down. Worrying is praying for what you don't want. Worrying is putting thought energy out to the universe, to God, to attract what you don't want. People worry about bills, they get more bills. They worry about COVID, they catch it. People worry and they attract what they don't want through magnetism. It's a principle of magnetism. So worrying is praying for what you don't want. All right, so play along with me again here, guys. What does this picture represent to you guys? What does this represent to you guys? Bank, wealth, money, rich, success, influence, billionaires, yeah, all of the above. Happiness, I'm not sure. I don't think Steve Jobs was ever all that happy, but he was definitely a creator, right? He stepped on a lot of people to get to the top, and he wasn't that nice of a guy. But he certainly, I can tell you one thing, these people are on the frequency of faith. Now, faith is not just a religious term. It's a frequency of mind. It's the frequency of mind you need to be in between a decision and the manifestation of the goal. In other words, if you decide today to become a 6 or 7 figure earner, you need to flip to the frequency of faith, which is a high frequency, until you become a 6 or 7 figure earner. You can't go up and down. This light in front of me, if I turn it off and on, it's going to go off and on. It's energy flow. You're literally the same thing as a light bulb. You have to turn the switch on and leave it on until you hit your goals. Make sense, guys? This is the frequency of faith. So that's the mindset section of our training here tonight. I want to talk a little bit about the industry, a little bit about your mind, the way a new network marketer thinks. But I do want to get into some mechanics too. Network marketing, like Jim Rohn said, there's not 100 things you need to do. All you need to do, and this is how you raise your level of awareness, on a daily basis, study something for your mind. Think and Grow Rich, Neville Goddard. We have some stuff. I'm sure Legal Shield, there's no shortage of mindset training, but something every day. Yeah, Bob Proctor, study Bob. Study your craft. Your craft is sales. Your craft is network marketing. And there's not a million books. There's a couple. Brian wrote 3 or 4 of them. I studied Brian in the early days. One, I'm a fan of Eric Worre, good friend of mine, Eric Worre, Go Pro. Like that's a 4-year degree in network marketing. I studied and read that and listened to it over 100 times in the first 6 months, became the top recruiter in my company with no background, right? With no background in that stuff. How to build an empire, exactly. So there's no shortage of that. Study for 15 minutes. You learn a little language, right? And then you got to take daily, measurable, trackable action. Most of you are not measuring and tracking your business. And what we don't measure does not grow. That's just the deal. This is not a network marketing thing. This is a business 101 thing. You guys need to track. And I don't even care if you sign new distributors or get new customers. The only thing I want you to track is how many people are you asking on a daily basis, are you open to taking a look at my business? Hey, Darnell, listen, we don't know each other, but I see you're in real estate. I have something that might be able to help you. I'm not sure if it's a fit or not, but I'd love to connect anyway. Are you open to new possibilities? If not, no big deal, right? Play this recording, write that down. That'll get you, that's a cold market one you can use. There's a lot of NLP in there, but how many times are you asking people, are you open to taking a look at my home-based business? If not, no big deal. If you track that one number, you don't have to worry about the rest, right? You can escalate people through. You have upline, you have videos. Like I said, your company is bulletproof, so there's no question on the company. So the daily measurable action, it's not rocket science. How many people a day? How many people a day you're asking if they're open to taking a look at your service and or business? You start tracking that one number, and if you're a part-timer, I would say do at least 10. If you're saying you're full-time, I would do 50 to 100. Brian is an animal. I think he's personally recruited over 1,800 frontline people, and he still prospects daily, right? And then the other thing, guys, surrender to the process. So what we call is let go and let God. And I'll give you a little example here, and hopefully you guys have some time to hear this stuff. I might go a little long. If you think about a 100-acre field, right? God has the field. It's a 100-acre field. It's tumbleweeds, it's some rock, it's a rolling landscape. And then the human shows up, the farmer shows up, and he tills the field, removes the rock, smooths it out, gets rid of the weeds, brings in irrigation, plants the seeds, right? Everything in life is a co-creation, right? God can't do it by himself, and neither can you. It's a co-creation. And I'm proving it right here by telling you the farm story, right? But then once the farmer plants the seeds, he doesn't worry if they're going to grow or not. He just waters the seeds. So don't worry about recruiting somebody. Just plant the seed. Just ask if they're open. You don't have to worry. Let God handle the rest of it. That person's either open or not. Does that make sense? So let go and let God, surrender to the process and disconnect from results. That's bulletproof network marketing advice. And if you do that, it's just a matter of time. Might be 6 months, might be a year. A good friend of mine, Jordan Adler, took him 11 years and 10 companies. And now I think he's made over 40 million, right? So there's just a time element to it, but it's not the industry. I can promise you that. All right, guys, we're going to give you a little weekly method of operation too. If you're in network marketing, you absolutely must attend at least one weekly business presentation and or training. That's non-negotiable. It's just non-negotiable. If you're in real estate, you have to do certain things. If you're a brain surgeon, there's certain things you got to do. People show up for their job and they go through trainings, but it's an absolute must. And if you don't do it, your team's not going to do it. So if you're not doing that, you're just not going to be successful. You need to attend at least one weekly business presentation and or training. I'm sure you guys have a schedule of that. That's a weekly thing. Something that I do that you guys can do, and Darnell, I don't know if you do this, but if not, you might want to implement this. I do weekly prospecting Zooms. Every Saturday morning, 10 a.m., me and my team get on. It's only about 100 people that get on, but we reach out. I teach them the language. It's a community thing. There's new people in there. I literally teach them the NLP and the scripting, where to go, LinkedIn, Facebook, whatever, warm market phone. We hold each other's hands. And I say, hey, let's reach out to 30 to 50 people. And we're just on a Zoom. Everybody's got their hair all messed up, coffees. It's a very organic thing. There's no structure. But my team sends out between 5,000 and 10,000 invites in 1 hour on a Saturday morning. Now I can see the team here. I mean, you guys registered about 1,200 people. It's way bigger than my organization. Darnell's that is. So if you guys implement that stuff and you guys have leaders, you could have these Zooms where the community comes together and you prospect together. Very simple thing. And then promotions and follow-ups. And I know you guys know what promotions are. Darnell promoted this training tonight, and many of you did too. You got to promote the company. You got to promote the weekly trainings, promote yourselves. The highest paid skill in network marketing is not recruiting. It's actually promotions, right? Inspiring people to show up week after week after week and plugging in. That's what leads to success. All right, guys, I'm going to give you guys a few paradigm shifting tools as we wind up here. Things that'll help in all areas of life. This is not a network marketing thing. This is a life thing. Goal cards, vision boards, and life scripts. All right, goal cards, vision boards, and life scripts. So let's talk about the goal card. A goal card, very simple. Some of you may have them. You guys remember the statistics I said where less than 1% of the population earns 96% of the wealth? Well, less than 1% of the world has a written goal card. It's a direct correlation. There's a lot to this. It's a short paragraph with a clear goal. I'm so happy and grateful now that by January 1, 2022, I am earning in excess of $10,000 a month through multiple revenue sources. It's for your subconscious mind, which is a cybernetic mechanism. There's a book called Psycho-Cybernetics by Maxwell Maltz, if you guys want to understand the subconscious mind. But this is not a vision script. It's not an affirmation. It's an order. And it's something you take out in the morning. You read it 10 times in the morning, 10 times at night. And this is how you brainwash yourself. It's carried with you always. Psycho-Cybernetics. Psycho-Cybernetics by Dr. Maxwell Maltz. And you read it in the morning and at night, and you read it with passion, right? At 10K a month, 100K, whatever it is, your auto-suggestion. It's chapter 2 in Think and Grow Rich, the principle of auto-suggestion. So a goal card is a piece of this. And as soon as you write out a goal card, you are mentally in the 1%. That makes sense? And I said less than 1% of the population has a written goal. So the instant you write your goal and carry it with you, you mentally moved into the 1%. And this is how it works. You got to get the goal from the conscious into the subconscious mind. You have to get the goal from a thought into the programming that drives the body. You guys see how this mechanism works? That's why so many people have a fleeting thought of being a millionaire, not a dominant thought. You have to get it into the subconscious, because the subconscious is the thing that makes the body walk or speak or network market, if that's a term. Causes vibration in the body, and the body causes results. So a result is a physical manifestation of thought energy. But most of you are looking at results to cause your thinking. You're going backwards. So was I for 43 years, by the way, so there's no judgment here. I was rowing the same boat of ignorance for 43 years. I promise you, if I can learn this, you guys can too. Vision board. A lot of you guys might have vision boards. Some people have tiny vision boards, right? And I always say small vision board, small vision. Your vision board is a pictorial reference. I have something called a vision book. And I have this because I travel a lot. And you can see here, I have a composite image of all the people that I'm pulling in stuff, right? I have my software company selling for $21 billion right there next to Facebook and WhatsApp. You know, there's the mega yacht we're going to buy for the people that have invested in my company. Number one income earners in our company. Number one wealth mindset coaches. I have pictures, right? You saw that picture before. Houses, whatever it is for you guys. I think a vision book is very powerful, because everywhere I travel, it's literally right here as I'm talking to you guys, and I can see the image. But vision boards, vision books, you hear that a picture's worth 1,000 words, right? And it reinforces the goal to your subconscious mind. That's what this is. So you have a goal card to program the subconscious. The vision board is to reinforce the goal, and we think in pictures. Now, I can prove this to you guys, right? So back in the caveman days, when we found hieroglyphics and carvings on walls, they found these drawings of like the big hunt with animals, with spears and Native Indians and cavemen and stuff, right? Now, what you got to understand is before we could even speak, we were drawing. And these people didn't go hunt and then come to the cave and draw the picture. They drew the picture on the wall of what they were trying to call into existence from God. Does that make sense? They didn't hunt and draw. They drew what they were wanting. This is a form of prayer. So we think in pictures. We don't think in words, right? We think in pictures. Now, I could paint a picture in your mind with words, but understand how the mind works. This is why you have to have a vision book or a vision board. And here's a picture of one of my vision boards back in my home office. It's 4 feet by 8 feet. And you can see here, this is 2018, and I had some goals. Here's a lake house that was on my board, and it's here on Google Earth that I now own, right? Anything that goes on the board has to turn into physical form. It has to. So many of the goals that I've hit and exceeded, this is back in 2018, but 4 feet by 8 feet. Yeah, that's a board. The last thing we're going to do here, guys, is a life script. The most important part of this entire presentation is a life script. But most of you probably won't do this. You'll listen to this, you'll get fired up, but because of your paradigms and programming, you won't take action. I hope that's not you, because the life script is life-changing. This is the written and spoken story of your life as if, right? The written and spoken story. You record yourself speaking yourself into existence, right? Both Hitler and Jesus used nothing but words to create. Words are sound, and sound is energy. Make sense? So a life script is just you speaking to yourself on a recording about what you want, but as if it's already happened. And we call this the actor's technique. If you guys remember Heath Ledger from the movie Batman, 28 years old, stunningly handsome, had an amazing girl, had everything going for him. But when he was acting this role, from what I understand, he never came out of character. Now, this is a very depressing role, and he read that script over and over and over, and he acted the part over and over and over again. So he started to build up programs in his mind that were very depressing, which is why he took his own life. So this is called the actor's technique. So think of your favorite actor, like a Will Smith or something, right? They read scripts to become somebody else. A really good actor is not acting, they become. They're using the identical technique that I'm telling you here to reprogram yourself towards 6 or 7 figures a month. That makes sense, guys? Throw a little fire in the chat, because the life script is something I hope you guys do. And you can visit us at the Matrix if you want, any more information on that. As we wrap up here, guys, I want you to play along with me again. Play along with me again. Take a look at this picture, because in all of recorded history, throughout all of time, and this is all around the world, there's been tribes that have done rain dances throughout the centuries and throughout all over the world. And there's only been one tribe in history that has been able to make it rain every time they dance. Everybody else, it was more of a sporadic thing. I want you guys to try and answer, why is it that this one tribe in all of recorded history was able to make it rain every time they danced? Why do you think that is? Belief, mindset, faith, unity, belief, faith. This is going quick. A lot of belief and faith. I want you to hear this one, guys. The reason why this tribe was able to make it rain every time they danced is because they danced until it rained. Does that make sense? 3 hours, 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months. They danced until it rained. And in network marketing, that's what you need to do. You need to study in your mind, study in the industry, measure your daily physical activity, surrender to God, and then dance until it rains. Make sense, guys? So what I want you to do here is understand, again, that wealth is 95% mindset. And I think we proved it here today. You're in one of the best industries in the world to build wealth, but it takes decision. It takes decision. These people here are decision makers. You have to decide to get to 5 figures a month, 6 figures a month. Everything starts with energy. This phone used to be thought energy, and now it's in the physical form, and your goal is no different, right? Think about the leaders. Darnell, many years ago, made some decisions, transformed over the years. Some of you guys have taken that journey. He had to have made a decision, and before I even knew him, I can tell by his results that at one point, he had a paradigm shift, probably caused by an emotional impact, that he wanted to provide for his family and provide for a lot of people. And he made a decision not knowing how it was going to happen. And that's how it works, guys. And I want you to imagine the next 12 months. These are pictures out of my vision book, by the way. I have it right here. I want you to imagine as you climb through the ranks and you start to recruit people, 1, 2, 3, 4, you get a team, you start making rake advances, and it all starts to happen. You start to have more belief and faith. You replay this webinar, once a week for yourself. I would recommend that. You're going to have the recordings. Where are you going to be living? What are some of the things you're going to do? What does your family look like? Imagine taking that family on a vacation. What does that look like? Where would you go? I took 15 people on a 3-week vacation to Hawaii, my family. I've been taking them on vacations every year for, I think, over a decade or two now. What would your life look like? What are some of the things you're doing as you build your empire? One of the charities I give to is the Unstoppable Foundation. What are you building charities? How are you giving back? How are you impacting the world, impacting the globe? And these are the type of things that'll keep you moving day after day. So you do the things that you need to do long after the frame of mind is gone when you made the decision to do the thing. Does that make sense? And guys, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. So don't be insane. Let's do some different things together. If you guys want to reach out at all, my Instagram is right there. My daughter, 24-year-old millionaire, she works with me side by side. We love helping people. Darnell, that's my time here tonight, brother. If you want to come on and close it out, it's been my honor, my pleasure, my blessing to be with you tonight. And I just, I hope that we've given you guys some nuggets and some love and some things that'll impact yourself and your team.
Yeah, no doubt. And I follow Brian on Instagram, and so certainly follow him. I mean, his numbers should go way up. Obviously, he adds a lot of value, and he did that for us today. And we appreciate you, sir. I mean, my gosh, so many notes. I can't wait to watch this over and over again. So I'm committed to go back and watch this. It's only an hour once a week as a part of my personal development journey. And so we appreciate you. I'm not going to keep you. I know this is on your platform, and so I don't want to keep you any longer. We maxed out at 1K. I mean, there was a couple of folks who texted me saying, I dropped off my service.
Oh, no.
but that's okay. Look, guess what? They had that positive frequency. They held on, and somebody else dropped off, and they took their spot.
That's awesome. Like, we're going to get the recording out. You know, give me till tomorrow. We'll get, my team will get that. Anybody registered, they'll get the recording. I'll send those PDFs too. We'll put an email together, and like I said, I'm just happy to help and serve. Yeah,
this was huge. This was huge. It was necessary and needed. I bet for all of my team. I speak on behalf of my team. I know if they were as a panelist, they would all applaud you because that's what we do. We celebrate. And so on behalf of them, we thank you. We thank Maddie, your daughter, for her contributions and assisting with putting this together tonight. And can't wait to see you in person, my friend.
Yeah, same here, brother. Look forward to. We'll see you. If not soon, we'll definitely see you in Vegas next year.
Yeah,
well,
no
this
doubt.
year.
Yeah, yep, this year.
All right, brother. Be well. God bless. We'll see you soon.
All right, God bless.